Well, we know that things don't always go to plan.
Yep.
And I feel like there's a distinct difference between a consistent, we'll call them a consistent high achiever, and a person who desires to be a consistent high achiever.
Yep.
Because when your day doesn't go to plan, you set yourself these rules, and sometimes like you maybe acted acutely out of alignment. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yep.
And you move on with whatever it is you need to do. Other people who don't have the systems, structure, the support, which is something we didn't talk about, they maybe think that it's people like you and I, or people who are high achievers, never go off plan, which means that if they go off plan, they're a failure. And then if they're a failure, like they go into this spiral, all of a sudden they start, if I could throw the baby out of the bathwater and just like shit the bed and, take themselves a week or 2 weeks away from their goals.
Yep.
So the realization is for everyone at home, I have bad days. Ben has bad days. We don't always follow the plan. When we don't follow the plan, we get back on the plan as soon as possible. And the reality is when we're all kicking goals, and even my clients, they're following the plan as much as possible.
Yeah.
And the more times they follow the plan, the more successful they are. But it's unrealistic to say that people never do, and you want to have this understanding of flexibility. Like I know for my guys, I'm like, there's a degree of flexibility within what we do, and I'll give you some freedom. And then there's also really acute times where that freedom gets taken away. And it's only for a short period of time and for a very small demographic of people. Because if you've got an outcome on a deadline, like an outcome on a day, and you're hired for a job, like you and I are going to pull that rope really fucking tight. Yeah. And if someone acts out of alignment, we're going to be like, hey man, like, I can't move the fucking show, bro.
That's what you're paid for, right?
I can't move the show. Like, so we got to tighten things up here. But for everybody else, we're like, if this happens, do this. If you're going here, do this. If you can't control what gets put in front of you food-wise, do this. Like, again, it's the systems, it's the predetermined, the pre-decided decision-making that you have that allows you to not just hit the fuck it button and just implode.
And I think the benefit of having a coach is the zoom out button.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, it's not, and we've been doing it so long that when we have the bad day, it's like, it's one meal in 15 years. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, zoom it out. I know that over the next 52 weeks that 90% of my behavior is going to align with my goals. So absolutely, I'm fine.
My computer's dying on me.
Oh no.
Yeah. So some really helpful things that promote flexibility that I like to do with even like my most high achieving clients. Because like sometimes I want to break the mold. Like we'll use Matt for an example. Like he's hyper rigid, obviously coming off contest prep. Like ate exactly what he was told, took exactly what supplements at the right time, like training, cardio, like everything. Everything was like, what do I do, coach? Tell me what to do. And I told him. So now I'm like, I need this person to make decisions for themselves.
Yep.
Long term, that actually gets that person better results. Long term, that turns him into a even higher achiever, in my opinion. Like I like the idea of like teaching him how to fish as well as like giving him the fish, right? So,
which is what off season's for, right?
Absolutely. So I like to use the free meal thing. Anyone who's in an off season or a growth phase or anything, I'm like, track your macros, but one meal, you don't have to a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are the rules of the free meal though. Like, so when I say a free meal, it's like a sitting of a normal amount that you just don't have to track.
Yeah.
So it's not like, have you seen the meme where the guy's like one slice of pizza and it's like the pizza's the size of a table?
I was thinking about Rawdon's old Ben and Jerry bowls.
Yeah, the custard and the raisins. So there's rules to the free meal, but I'm just like, you need to know how to have this flexibility so that when it's forced upon you to not follow your plan, you can just get back on plan.
Yeah.
So if I sit there and I say to Matt, like, have a free meal, and he goes to Subway and he eats 2 footlongs, which is a normal serve for someone who eats 6,000 calories a day. He just goes back to the next meal, which is like cream of rice.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to have a tub of Ben & Jerry's, I'm going to drink 2 liters of fucking of Coca-Cola. Like, it doesn't trigger a cascade of bad behavior because you've created this flexibility within this individual. I like the idea of, like, free sessions. Go in and just fucking train with your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you and I were to catch up, like, I'm like, I'd really like to do my program, but sure, like, if we want to just do something, like, today's not my program.
Yeah.
But we're filming for YouTube. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to tense my muscles and train them to fail. Fuck it, like, who cares? Like, I'm not going to, like, look back on... I'm not going to look back on the week and go, this week was a failure.
Yeah.
You know, my whole workout week was a failure because I had to film a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my program. Like, just building those things. You know, if you miss a session, who cares?
Yeah.
Just, if it's a repeat behavior, like, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when we've got to look at it. If it's a one-off thing, like, who gives a shit?
Fix why.
Absolutely. And then, like, the last thing is just understand that shit happens. But the constants are that, like, they rarely do. And what you do after that shouldn't add on to taking you away from your goal. So if you miss a session, a high-achieving person goes, how can I win today? Protein.
Steps.
Sleep. Fluid. Okay, I didn't go to the gym, but I won everywhere else, right? Someone who thinks that perfection is the reason that person's a high achiever doesn't go to the gym, then goes, I'm a failure. Yeah. Doesn't eat well.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Doesn't do their steps. Doesn't do this. Starts feeling guilty, and then the spiral repeats itself. So it's unrealistic to think that you are always going to follow the plan. Most people do, but they've set everything up so that they do, and they've set themselves up with a mentality to be a little bit malleable and obviously to win. Anything to add there?
No.
I feel like that was a really good segment.
What do you think is, when you look across the high achievers, do they go off plan less, or are they better at getting back on plan quicker?